In this video, I'll show you how to design your talent job to perform incremental load. It is also called as delta loading, so that we bring in only the latest records from your source and then load it to your target. Right, in the previous example, we have seen how to design this job using a control table, and in this session we will see we'll do the same incremental load without a control table. So let's get started. I'm using one of the table from my MySQL instance, and the table source table name is called product, and here are the records available in that table. So it's basically, it contains product details along with two identifier fields, created on and modified on. Whenever there is a new entry in the table, a new record will always have created on and then the modified on. And then when an existing record goes under changes, so let's say the product price changes or any other type changes, so in that instance the created on will remain same, I mean the creation of that particular record. Only the modified on will be getting updated, so that we identify this particular record with the help of modified on for all the updates. Right, so this is the setting on source table. Now look at the target table. So currently the target table has got only one dummy record with created on and modified on, pointing way back to 1900 0101. Right, this was just one of the oldest record exist as a dummy record in the target table. So now on the target talent side, I have already pulled some of the components already. So what we really need is we need a MySQL connection. So I'm using my DB connection component and then specifying our MySQL connections. Right, to perform incremental load, what we will need is, the very first thing is source table. Right, you pull your source table from MySQL. Either you can do it using the metadata. Right, make use of the metadata and bring in all the source and target table and then drag and drop here. I'm just trying to save some time so that we get on this video quickly. So I have pulled in my source table and also my target table. Right, so in order to perform this incremental load, I need to be able to identify what was the last created or last modified on my target table. So let's say I have completed my data load on January 1st. Right, on January 1st we have completed the load, and when the same job runs on January 2nd, that job should read January 1st as our previous load time, and from there it should pick up all the newly created records or newly modified records. Right, so what we are doing is we are trying to look up against our target table. Instead of using control table, we are using target table to identify when was that particular table last loaded. So I have taken a target table as our input component, and I'm taking a tjava row in order to set the context variable. So let's go ahead and connect it using main row. Okay, so we will have to set this. So in order to find out the last loaded timestamp, we will connect it using our pre-job, so that whenever we run this particular load from source to target, the pre-job will get executed. It will create a connection, and also it will identify when was my target table loaded in the last time. Right, so based on that, I have written a query to find out the max created on and max modified on. So this will identify when was this particular table last loaded. Right, so I'm using this modified on column. Right, you see I'm assigning the context variable value, and also I have created one more context variable here that will hold the last successful timestamp. Right, so what I'm doing, I'm assigning the context variable value to the date format of last modified on, because the last modified on is a string data type, if you have noticed. Right, So what we will have to do is first we'll have to format it so that it gets converted to string format. The modified date column, you see here, okay, let me expand. See, this is of type date, right? We want to convert it as a string. So in order to convert a string, we will be using format date, and I'm trying to format it based on this format. Okay, YYYMMDD, and then the hour and minutes and seconds. Right, so now the context variable value last success will have the last modified timestamp of my target table. So I'm just printing that for the sake of understanding it better. Right, so that's all is required on the pre-job. You read your target table, get the max modified on, and then load the context variable value. So this is all on the pre-job. And in the main job, so this is our source and then the target, right? For on the source side, what we will do is we will be using that context variable value in order to filter on, created on, and modified on. So what this does is bring me all the records from my source table where my created on or modified on is greater than your last successful timestamp. Right, when we take an example of January 1st, when the January 1st was loaded, our target table will have created on and modified on as January 1st. And when the same job runs on January 2nd, what will happen is, so this subjob will actually get the Jan 1st timestamp from my target table, assign it to a context variable, and we are using in our source query. So in the 2nd January, when the same job runs, it says bring me all the records from product table where either any record that is created after January 1st or modified after January 1st. So this is how you will identify only the changed records from source and load it to the target table. Right, I hope this is very clear now. I'll go ahead and save the job, and we will start running. Okay, so initially I told you, right, in the initially the very first run will take 1900 as our last successful timestamp, and there is one record and it has red. Now on the main job, there are 6 records in our source table. Those 6 records got loaded to our target table. So let's go back and check our target table. Okay, so the table is not loaded. I think I forgot to add a commit there. So whenever you perform any common connection, we will have to set the auto commit also. Yeah. So you go to DB connection, and then on the advanced settings, you click on auto commit. So whenever this particular table is loaded, it will automatically commit it, and then that way we can see the records in the table. Okay, let's go ahead and run the job again. Okay, so now the 6 record is loaded. Let's see on our target table. Alright, so all the 6 records are now loaded to our target. Right, so don't forget that commit option. So now all the records from my source is now loaded to target. Right, so if I were to run the job again, it should not load any, it should not read any records from our source table and then target. Right, so if you notice, the last modified is on 11/27. Right, so now there are no new records or no modification happened on the source record, so that's why there are no records read. Now what I will do is I am going to insert one new record in my source table. Okay, so now what we will do, when we run our job now, right, this should bring in only one record. Okay, so the one record is now loaded. Let's go back to our target table. Okay, see, the seventh record is now inserted. Now I'll do one more update on the source table. So what I'm doing is I'm updating this product source table. I'm changing the product price. Okay, I think already it's there. Okay, now I change the product price, and I'm also setting the modified on. Okay, so now I'll go back and run the job again. So again, one record should be read now, and only the modified record should be picked up. See, the only the modified record is picked up, and if you query the target table, so now the product price for that product one is 30,000, right? So that record is also got updated in our target table. So this is how, whenever you make a new entry in our source table, the create on, the modified on date fields will be used, right, in order to pull the new records from source table when the same job runs in the next time. So this is all about performing incremental load based on these two fields. I also got some of the questions wherein the source table is not having any date fields at all. So how do we manage incremental loads in those scenarios? Right, it can be possible that the source table is constantly growing, right? Only the new records are getting always created, and you have a surrogate key which is in running number. So in those cases, what you can do is, instead of getting the created on, the max created or max modified on, what you can do is you can do select max of particular surrogate key ID, right? In this case, select max of product ID, which is 7 now, right? You store that 7 value 7 in a context variable, right? Set this way, and in your source side, you, instead of applying created on and modified on, you will apply where product ID is greater than your last successful product ID. So that way you can even do the incremental load using a ID column. But remember, this your source table, if there are no timestamp, then it should be always new inserts coming in. There are no modificates, right? If there are any updates, we have no ways of getting those updates until and unless we have any modified column, right? But if your use case is that your source table is getting added with only new records and there are no updates performed, in that case you can very well use the ID column, get the max of ID that is processed in our target table, bring that ID, store it in a context variable like how we have done, and then use that in your filter condition in your source query, right? So this way you can perform incremental load, whether you have last update date or modified date, or even in case of ID, you can still do that. I hope this is now clear. Thank you for watching and happy learning.